Welcome back to the SonicView XP Learning Center. In this video, this is number 4 in the series. We are going to show you how to assign custom user keys. First, let me show you a trick that you can do, not regarding the keys, but just regarding some overall fun operation. If you need to darken the screens and the LEDs immediately, quickly, you can press the home button and turn any knob. And just turn it forward and backwards. Any knob will do while you press home, and bang. So if somebody says it's too bright, I need it less, that's how you do it. Home, turn the knob. Quick trick. Now, let's move on to talk about the user keys. There are 18 user keys on a SonicView 16 XP and a 24 XP. Now, first of all, let me explain how user keys work. User keys are kind of quick settings that you can press and instantly things will happen, depending on how you configured it or use the defaults as well. So I just pressed user key 5, and you can see my send to mix 1 faders came up for channels 1 through 24. If I press the user key 5 again, then it goes back to just the standard screens. Some of the user keys, however, will work, but they are not functions like number 5 is a function. You have a new screen. Let me turn that back off. For example, the default on 1, 2, 3, and 4 are mute groups. So right now there are no mute groups assigned in the unit. If there was assigned to number 1, a mute group would come up. So that is more of a kind of a parameter. Here on A, B, C, D, E, and F, I can press things and you'll see they'll light up. You're not going to see any new screen because these are individual parameter user keys. So let me take that a little further. It sounds complicated, but it's not, because we did some really great things here on the user interface. F is a good example. I pressed it. I assure you something just happened. But since this is not a brand new function, but a parameter, it's working, but you're not seeing any new screens. However, turn it off. If you press menu and user key F at the same time, the function screen will pop up. And in this case, I can now use F. It is dimming the monitors by 20 dB. Which you can change, by the way, to any dB level you want. So it is working, but again, it's off, it's on, it's off. I had to press menu and F at the same time if you actually want to see the function. So let's go back to the home screen as a recap. I press F just by itself. It is dimming the monitor outputs by 20 dB right now. If you wanted to actually see the screen of this parameter, you press menu, let's turn it off first. You press menu, hold it, and F at the same time. The function screen pops up, and now you can see exactly what F is doing, or E, going to mix 11 and 12, or D, going to the mix 1 for the monitor outputs, or C, which is muting the entire monitor outputs, B, mix 15 and 16, A, it just turn that on or off. So on the monitor select for the mains. So that's how the user keys work, and let's actually assign some now. So I like using the internal SD card player a lot. I'm going to assign those right now to 1 and 2. Right now, I don't have any mute groups set up. I'm not sure I will. And I'm going to take those and make those be the internal stereo player recorder, some of the functions. Let's do it. You press menu, front panel setup, if it's not already chosen, user key setup, really straight ahead. Here are all, let's scroll, you can see it's blue, it's lit. You can scroll through all of the 18 user keys. And as I mentioned, I want to change one and 2. So here's 1. Let's touch it. Here's the interface for that. What function would you like to assign a user key? And as I mentioned, I'm scrolling. I want to assign it to the recorder player. There's a second column here I touch, the player. Now there's a third column because there's all kinds of things you can assign here. And let's touch that. And I would like it to play when I hit user key 1. There's an apply button. You press apply, it's done. I'd also like to have user key number 2 stop the player. This will start it, play it, and this will stop. So user key 2. Here is, again, the same situation where I scroll here, it's blue. Let's go to the recorder player. Here, let's go to the player. And here, let's touch that in the third column, parameter 2. Let's go to stop. Apply that. It's done. Simple as that. So let's prove that. Let's go to the home screen. I know that my player is coming up on stereo input 2 here, so I just went to a different layer. Layer 1 is channels 1 through 24. 2 is 25 through 40 with the extra stereo inputs. The reason I do that is I just want to make sure that this is all going to be working. Yes, it is. I hit user key 1. You can see I have my output coming from my SD card. Got some tracks on there, and you can see that this is the fader. There we go there. And if all works well, and I know it will, I'll press 2, and it stops. So play. There we go. There's the proof. Stop. And that's one of the great things that you can do with user keys. As far as the default of the user keys, let's go back home. And let's go back to layer 1. You will see there are a lot of handy, useful, logical presets that are being used. For example, some of my favorites are the standard one 5, which is send to mix. And so we'll do another video on what mixes are and how to use them. But this is how you can apply your channels to what we call a mix, and then assign a mix to an individual output, which then can be used for in-ear monitors or wedge monitors or things like that. If I go to 6, it's send to mix 2, send to mix 3 on number 7, send to mix 4. So you have all these arrays set up. Now I could completely reprogram any or all of these if I chose. So as a recap, let's go back home here. Let's go back to layer 1. If you press menu first and then one of the functions, the user keys, it will jump to the function screen, which we have here. Then you can start it off so you can actually see the function you're going to do before. If not, let's stop it. Then just press it. You don't need to see the function. You know once the playback unit, you don't need to press menu first. So you get to choose how you want to work. And for example, another example, TalkBack, oops, let's go back home. Press menu and TalkBack at the same time. Then you can actually be in the TalkBack screen and choose who you want to talk to when you use the TalkBack function. But it still works. I hold TalkBack, you can see TalkBack on, TalkBack off, talk on, talk off, back to home. TalkBack is working, but if you want to see the function, press menu first and then hit TalkBack. So I hope you understand that concept of user keys and how powerful they can to be used. And by the way, I'm still on number 5 here, which is send to mix. If it's a function, I can press 5 again, and it'll go back to the home screen. So for more on the mixes and things like that, please go to video and watch video number 5.